Here we go, and we're live on the Wu-Man Chu Chronicles. This is
Woo!
Wu-Man Chu. How's it going, Andrew? This
Pretty
is
good.
Andrew from Oathkeeper, and he's also known as Pika. I believe that's how you pronounce it, like Pikachu.
Yeah.
Awesome. It makes sense because your cool hat you got on there.
All right. Been wearing
And
it forever.
indeed, man, I'm raising funds on the bottom there for Pika and Oathkeeper, and trying to raise some followers for him as well on his SoundCloud and on his socials, YouTube, whatever, Spotify, you name it. Also in the description box, there's his iTunes and his Google Play, so definitely subscribe there as well. And also, I'm raising funds for the Hanging Tree Cafe, which they're changing their name to the Grindhouse Cafe soon, and Smitty's Greenlight Tavern's bartenders. So the information's on the bottom of the YouTube video below, and also the cafe is open, so definitely go grab some food and drinks from them. They have awesome options from vegans to meat dishes for the carnivores. So, ladies and
Amazing top.
gentlemen, indeed. Without further ado, it's Andrew from Oathkeeper. What's up, bud? How's it
How's
going?
it going?
Doing well, doing well. So
Awesome.
we'll break down your music career and talk about your past, present, and future. And so you started playing music when you were 15 years old, like 8 years ago. Like,
A little earlier than that, it kind of all started with Rock Band. I wanted a drum set and all that, but I lived in an apartment, and so I couldn't really have one. So my father helped me out to get Rock Band, and I used that to learn drums. I just went right on to expert and just started learning, and from there, I just finally I went and sold my Xbox and all my games and the Rock Band setup, all that stuff, and I got me a real drum set. And yeah, that was around 15 when I actually started playing.
wow, what were your favorite tunes from that video game?
Oh man, I had Rock Band 1 and 2. There were quite a few, and I had the expansion packs too. So I played a lot of the Metallica stuff when I could, because it was very challenging, and the pedals weren't the best. So trying to play double kick on Rock Band was fun, to say the
Indeed.
least.
Man, Metallica, believe it or not, was my second concert ever at Summit Sanitarium. Like, I think
Nice.
2004, with like Deftones, Mudvayne, Linkin Park, and Limp
Oh,
Bizkit.
I bet that was so good.
Oh man, it was wild. Like Fred Durst was like running all over the stadium at Invesco Field. It was just bonkers, but definitely
That's
good
awesome,
times for sure. And so
dude.
your
Yeah, I
first
still want to see them live someday, but
Metallica?
yeah, haven't got to yet,
Ah, indeed.
unfortunately.
They put on a great show, most
Yeah.
definitely. So your first band was called the Called I Fear Infection.
Or just eye fear infection. Yeah,
Oh,
it was me, Stephen Wilson. I'm sure you know him. My old guitar player from his name's Sam Ortega. He was also in they were our first two guitar players. Then I'm pretty sure if you're familiar with Jacob Bergfeld, he was our bass player back then. And yeah, that's kind of they were the first ones I met that I made a band with, and we played for a good 2.5, 3 years before we broke up.
dang. That's pretty wild. Like, yeah, those guys, they performed at Fest a couple times as other bands that they were in and projects. So, and
The
Stefan's been,
Chelios, I know that one. Yeah,
yeah, the cellist condition.
yeah,
Yeah, they even like drove from different states just to be a part of it one year. I was like, man, you guys are like, this is dedication. This is wild.
right. They just came together. That was cool. I remember that.
Oh man, wild. And let's see here, and you played all kinds of instruments over the years too. Like you started up with drums, you mentioned, and
Yeah.
what other instruments did you go into and play?
Well, after IFI broke up, it took me a little while to kind of find some people to jam with and do all that. So I got me a guitar, started playing some guitar on top of that, and eventually I got a bass, I got a laptop, and I got the program I use, Mixcraft, and I just started fiddling around with recording and doing some stuff here and there. I got me a keyboard shortly after that, and I've just been kind of trying to learn a little bit of everything. It's also nowadays I make beats. I help Christian in the band, and all of us produce all of our stuff. So it's that actually helped me get to where I'm at right now. Actually, from that band breaking up and not finding people to jam with, it was kind of a blessing.
Indeed, man, you guys, you and Christian and your projects that I've seen through the years, pretty awesome. So I'm glad you guys found each other and making some awesome music together. That's good
Oh
stuff.
yeah, like Christian, like just finding him because right after that, I ended up getting into a band called Eons. It was with a guy named Derek Peasley. Not sure if you heard of him. He's a pretty talented guitar player in town too. Um, Played with him we played for a good little while. Then that broke up, and then I believe in between that's when I found Christian, and he was playing with. That's when we played for. Oh man, can't remember the name. It was when we were with that guy Jesse. Can't remember the name for some reason right now. It's just not coming to my mind. But that was when I met Christian. He was on vocals. They hit me up for drums. I decided to go with that project, and then we ended up breaking up, of course, because of people in the band and all that. And we formed from there. Me and Christian decided, you know what, let's start something new, and that's where um, man, everything's escaping me. Severed Reputation came into play.
Indeed, I remember Elation too, and on like
Oh yeah, Elation too, but that was a little after. Yeah, a little after Sever or right in between. We were just like, let's do something more mellow. And then that last song we had on the Sareth Fest date actually turned us into Oathkeeper because we were like, that song was just so fun and brutal. And we're like, why don't we take the band in that direction instead? And it's kind of the history of Oathkeeper right there. But IFI was, or not IFI, Severed Reputation was really fun too. We played plenty of shows over 3 years worth of stuff. It was just a real good time.
indeed, I remember that Elation said it was like live streamed on YouTube and it's still up there. So it's
Yeah, I know. I watch it from time to time. It was so cool how you guys did that.
I agree. David Mann's like the man, and like I remember Zach from like Beneath the Floorboards was like having the mobile cell phone going live, and it was good times.
That was just so cool. Like, yeah, like how we were talking earlier with all the technology, how you're able to do that. It's just wild. It was awesome.
Indeed, 2020 is not too bad, and or nowadays is not too shabby, especially like the live stream now that we do, and live stream was pretty hip back in the day too. So
Right, right.
indeed,
Webcams and old chat rooms.
yeah.
Yeah.
AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh yeah. That was some old stuff.
Yep. I remember the ICQ too, and I was like, "Oh man, good stuff, old school."
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, now you're known as Pika, and you do hip hop, which is pretty awesome. Like, what made you grow into hip hop from Oathkeeper?
Um,
You're still a new Oathkeeper, but
Yeah, it's just I've kind of done a lot of everything metals. I've done jazz bands, and when I was back in PCC and all that, and blues stuff. I just wanted to try something new. I've always had a love for hip hop and rap. It just I don't know. I just kind of started recording one day, and I was like, wow, this is really fun. I like the way I sound on this. I want to keep it going, and I just kind of had the flow from just being a percussionist. I've been being able to just like spit like that and do flows. It's just really fun. A new way to explore music.
absolutely. Hopefully, in due time, because we're all stacked on the Threat bill, we'll hopefully have you on next year. That'd be pretty rad.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be
Yeah,
really cool. By then I can definitely have some more music because so far I have just I think I have my album and then I have about 3 or 4 singles on top of it out on Spotify and everywhere right now. So
dang. And for those that are like independent like us, like how did you get like your music on Spotify and like Google Play and all that stuff?
honestly, shout out to DistroKid. If any of you guys want to get your music out there on multiple streaming services, they help you. You keep all your profits and all that, and it's only $20 a year for a single artist. I'm paying about I think it was about 35 to manage both Pika and Oathkeeper on there because you can find Oathkeeper stuff as well on Spotify, iTunes, all that, and it's honestly it's a really good service. There's more too. I know there's TuneCore, there's plenty of ways that people can get their music out there and start making some revenue.
Awesome. That's definitely good to know because I was thinking about putting Threat's comedy album out on those platforms just to see what would happen.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I'd definitely give that a listen.
Absolutely. It's dirty, but it's pretty good, I think.
Just put that explicit warning, but oh man, that'd be great. I love
Indeed.
listening to comedy.
Heck yeah, it makes you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
Indeed. So what cut? Which like let's go through your rig rundown. Which equipment do you use for your music?
For my for drums, I'm using a gray PDP kit. I'm not sure the exact model, but so far it's my favorite. I love the way it sounds. It's just really nice. I keep it in a jazz configuration where I just have a snare and two toms, one rack tom and a floor tom, and then I'll have a hi-hat, two crash cymbals, a ride cymbal, and if I have it or if it's not broken, because I go through cymbals all the time or stuff happens, China. And then on top of that, I like to use let's see, it's a Xenix, this guy right here. That's how I run all my backing tracks and samples on stage through my phone. And that goes through there to my in-ears and then send it to the board so they can hear all the samples and all that. And it helps keep the band on time. And other than that, when we're recording, I just use a real simple program called Mixcraft. And then when I'm doing all the drums, I either program them or I got a digital kit that I'll sit and play on and get my ideas down and then kind of work on there from there.
Pretty rad, man. That's definitely some cool stuff.
Right.
That's a
I
lot of
love the
tech.
backing tracks. It's very fun with a click track, just keeping you on time.
Man, that's pretty neat. Learning all the different genres of music that you perform in is just pretty awesome to know.
Oh yeah, and it helps too. It helps like write some more unique parts for like Oathkeeper. If we want to run some samples, we can go in and throw in some trap or some good old hip hop breaks or some stuff like that. Just always like more fun stuff you can add in the more you know.
Absolutely. Your phone's going off. It's like, man, you're a
Oh yeah.
popular guy.
Sorry.
It's okay. Oh man, we have a viewer in the chat room. So we were talking about chat rooms earlier. Feel free to jump in and ask questions if you like. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah. So what's coming up next for Earthkeeper and Pika and live and in studio and all that stuff? What's coming up next for you guys?
Well, we've been since we got Stefan and Devin on bass now, and then we also got our newest vocalist. We've just been really working on getting the album together because we had a good style and we also got a new style once we introduced it to Stefan. So we're trying to mesh that and get a good album recorded, or an EP, I believe we're doing. And so far, the songs that they've been coming up with together are really, really, really cool compared to some of the older material we had. It's a lot different and interesting. So we have that coming up. We're gonna hopefully be getting some of them songs ready for Surres Fest too, so we can show you guys some new stuff because we played I think the last couple of years we played some of the same material, so we're ready to do some new stuff. And yeah, that's for Oathkeeper, as well as I'm helping Christian right now. He's doing a shred collab with a lot of people around Pueblo, and that's coming out good. We just finished his guitar tracks for that, and then we got to go and get everyone's tracks for their solos and stuff. So that's a really cool thing I get to work on with him. And then for Pika, I got a couple things I got planned. I was gonna be doing a little mixtape with one of my friends that his name's Rhymes. He did my last little interview too, and he's on a couple of my songs already. But yeah, me and him are gonna do a mixtape together, and that's gonna be pretty fun. As well as I've just been just trying to get material going to get a second album going at this point.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing you at this year's Surres Fest. It had to be pushed back to September because of COVID-19, but we want to make sure everyone's safe, so that
Of
way we
course.
can all celebrate each other's art,
Mm-hmm.
and like we've done the past
And
few years. Yeah. Can't wait to see you perform again. It's
oh yeah,
been
dude, I'm so excited. Thank you for everything you do for the Pueblo scene. Every year it helps so much.
you're very welcome. I love you guys. So it's like,
Yeah.
you
We
know,
love you too, man.
oh man, that's awesome. Can't wait and just to see you guys just rock again. And so as a friendly reminder, we have all those SoundCloud and Spotify and all that stuff on the bottom scrolling. So if you subscribe to us and follow us, we'll follow you guys back.
Oh
We're,
yeah, for sure.
we're raising funds for Andrew's music career on the bottom there. You can cash app him. Um, and we're raising funds for Smitty's Greenlight Tavern's virtual tip jar and the Hanging Tree Cafe, which is going to be soon to be the Grindhouse Cafe. So we'll go frequent them as often as you possibly can. And any final shout outs you got, Andrew?
Just shout out to my band Oathkeeper. I wouldn't be doing this interview without all my buddies in the band. And, shout out to you, man. Thank you for everything. Like I said, everything you do for the scene.
Awesome. Anytime, bud. Anytime. And from thank you so much for joining me, Andrew, and it means a lot. And looking
Yeah,
forward
no
to
problem.
seeing all your projects come to blossom and all that good stuff. And
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. And I will see you next week. And I see you at the fest, and see everyone next week on the Wu-Man Chu Chronicles. And we will see you soon. Awesome, awesome. And we'll, I guess, up and away. I'm stealing someone else's taglines. Awesome. All righty, boss. I will see you guys soon. And yeah, peace out, dudes.
See you guys later. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Awesome.